Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We are working on the final dachshund of the daily color in the small victories. We are using the Castle Art Metallics, and I don't know if I've recently shared the packaging that is absolutely beautiful on the Cretacolor, the Brilliants. I can't even, the Braviliers is part of the name. They are a 6.4 millimeter core, so officially the largest core pencil that I own. And when you open it, it's just a dozen, but it has a beautiful little flyer for you to read. All sorts of information. Let's see if it's in multiple languages. So each page has a blurb in, it looks like 5 languages. It talks about their different products. And for whatever reason, there is this beautiful little quality control sheet. When I was in India, I went for work in 2007. I noticed that, like, we would go on we worked and then we did some touristy things. So when you're doing these touristy things, they would give you these little tickets. Like when you would get on the tour bus and you would go to we went to these caves, these very ancient caves, and you would get little things like this. And so I just love this little package that they're in. I love how they are labeled. They just feel very special to me, and for whatever reason, I really love the feel of a metallic pencil. So these are, I bought this through Cheap Joe's. They were on sale, like 20% off of whatever the full price is. And I've seen them on sale from Cheap Joe's because I keep getting emails all the time. So these do go on sale quite often. And I know they have a regular set, a 36 set. So lovely packaging. Really love how special they feel. Here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different languages all on the back of the package. A beautiful little swatch sheet with the colors. I have pulled the 2 green colors because this dog is mostly leaves. So I have this case inside my soft zippered case that I bought, the Castle Arts Metallics, and they are also a very lovely presentation pencil with the silver. It's a satiny silver, and then the colored barrel. And here is the full color palette. So whenever the metallics come up that I get to use for the day in my daily color, I absolutely love opening them, and love the metallic is more of a shimmer, like kind of like a mica shimmer, and then there's little speckles. Some, like this particular color, when I hit it at the right angle, it has more sheen than this galaxy blue above it, which has even more sheen than the sapphire. So they're all a little bit different, but they just feel really fancy to me, even though cost-wise they are very reasonably priced, and I totally enjoy using them. So without further ado, I'm going to get started. Today has been yet another odd day because it is the day that the hurricane is going to hit on the West Coast, and it has slowed down, so it's in that hurry up and wait pattern. We actually prepared for the storm. I'm going to grab a couple of colors and just get started. I have 3 different greens. I have my olive green, I have like a blue green, and then I have a even more blue green because I don't really have a leaf green. Then for the closest to leaf green, I do have these 2 greens that are part of that Cretacolor, the big chunky monkey pencils. So I will be using those as a 4th green. So these leaves, my goal is to have them be varied as they are next to each other, so we have a nice variation. And to help with that, I have added one burgundy color, burgundy rose 14, to add some burgundy tips, and then on a couple of them I'm going to make them all burgundy. So we're just going to be going through coloring in all the leaves that way. And there are two little tiny flowers, and those are going to be, I have two blues. Peacock topaz, that the print is not complete on either the number or the name. It's number 7, and then sapphire 23. So I will have all of these on the description for you. I just recommend, if you want to just use your own variation of greens of whatever set you have, that will work. And I will share my hurricane planning story because the hurricane is not here yet. So I'm going to start with some olive, and I'm going to just do some placing. I have 3 different tones. I don't really need all 3 tones. I think 2 is plenty. So the lightest, according to the barrels, is 30 olive verde, 3 sage, and 15 envy. And even the tips agree with the barrels. This middle one, you can see I haven't even used. Maybe I've used it a teeny bit, but it has not been sharpened. I have my sharpener here. And I am going to, I like to start with a dark, especially around the tummy here, to get the shadows going. So it was going to be earlier today in the evening sometime that the hurricane is going to hit. And it now is going to be that it will hit as late as midnight, maybe. I've even seen, all of the reports are a little bit different. We don't really know exactly. And I've seen it as late as 2 a.m. We have an event, just some squally wet weather right now, but no wind, no real tornadoes or anything. Those are all to the west of us still. Shifting to the middle tone. The hurricane is going to be a hurricane all the way across the peninsula still. It will come here as a 1, what everybody is saying. There's maybe 1 or 2 holdouts saying it might come across and be still a 3 in Orlando, and then a 2 when it gets here. We will see. Not really sure for sure how that will work out. I did some research, and in 2022, Hub and I were here for Nicole, which landed, it came from the Atlantic side, and it was very close to us. It actually, landfall was in Vero Beach, and it did land as a Cat 1 hurricane, and so we did have Cat 1 hurricane winds here, and I did not have a recollection of it being really strong sounding, or it didn't seem to take forever to get through. It kind of blew past. I'm not really sure how slow this one's going to go, so we'll just have to play it by ear. But we are already, today, Hub cooked all day. It kind of felt like, because it's October, it felt like an early Thanksgiving, and we have made a bunch of food because my parents are here. They're going to move in for dinner tonight, and then they'll just stay in our guest room. And so we have all sorts of food that doesn't need to be heated up, but we do have, if I haven't mentioned it already, we have a whole house generator. I'm going to go ahead and do a little more olive on some of these random leaves so that I can put these down and be mostly done with them. So we have what's called a whole house generator, and a big in-ground tank, and the house came this way, so in theory we should be good. Now let's say the storm, something happens in our generator, though we've already tested it and it should be fine. Put some up here. The RV, we have 4 propane tanks, big ones, all full. everything is ready to go in there, and if something happens with the power, the fridge will switch to propane mode. And I don't think my parents have it very full of food at the moment, and so we would be able to migrate our stuff out there if we needed to. We have a good water supply. Everybody has their, we have these chargers. I'm not sure if everybody has downloaded, so this is technology for you. My parents have already downloaded their shows that they want to be able to have. They've got their earbuds. I'm going to go ahead and use these shiny, Marvelous Mint and Enchanted Forest. I don't even think that there's a light and a dark. I think they're just two different tones. But I'm just going to play with them here and there. So I think everybody is going to be ready with their technology, and if the internet goes down, we will all be able to do stuff offline. Hub and I play computer games, as you guys know, and so there is a really old computer game. I have one called Paper Sorcerer, which is just text, and it's like random roll of the dice. So I have that game. I don't think he downloaded that. And then here, I'm going to do this one the same because it matches. Oh, and I didn't zoom in. I'm sorry. Let's get you zoomed in. I had you zoomed out for the packaging of the Cretacolor. All right, there we go. We got our dog up close. The other game that we have always loved to play, and we've played it forever, is called Heroes of Might and Magic, and it is a turn-based game that has a mini game. You run around a map. Sometimes you're going toward this gold thing or a mine that you want to take control of, and you can get attacked. And then there's the fighting scene, is a fighting field that then you get to make these moves with your people that you have in your little army, and you pick up people along the way. You also grow your castle, and as you grow your castle, you make more troops, and then you have to move the troops to wherever you are on the world map. So we have that game that we can play if we have no internet. So I think everybody is pretty well ready to be entertained tomorrow. And I just said it's like a holiday, a non-holiday holiday. Hub likes to cook, and so one of the things he cooked was a whole chicken to then turn into soup. So we have chicken soup, but I took a picture of the chicken and sent it to my mom and said, see, it's like an early Thanksgiving, only it's a chicken, not a turkey. I've got these other greens. Let's pull out some blue greens, ocean gray, and African jade. So the darker color is the ocean gray, and I'm going to use this. This is nice. I love the point. It's all sharpened, and it works really good for these thin bladed grasses. And I like the pop of color next to the olive. So it has been raining most of the day, sometimes not as much, sometimes a lot. And the consensus from my parents is that it's kind of like a boring rainy day in Seattle. And that is, it's not the torrential downpour kind of rain, and it's not the boring, not very much rain. And so that's what they've been doing the whole day. They did go out in it. They've got a big dog, of course, that has to be walked. There will be how do we time it just right so that the dog does not decide that he has to go to the bathroom. Because in the middle of the 100-pound wind, if that's 100-mile-an-hour wind, if that's what we do end up with, which I don't think, I think it's going to be less than that. If he's got to go, the only thing we have for him is he can go slip out through the screen door, but I don't know if he'll go. Like, if it's really that windy, And Squally, will he be able to go or will he resist going? Who knows? Okay, we've got, let's make this one be a nice big swath, and I want to use the darker color. I think that this is the darker. So it is going to be an adventure. I will say that I took the opportunity to clean out my craft space, which is a pretty big space, and I have a big table, and I have allowed a lot of materials to collect on my flat surfaces. You know, like I have an Alexa IKEA cabinet with the skinny drawers, and then I have another one of the kind of a skinny drawer type setup. It's not white though. The Alexa one is white. And of course on both of those was a bunch of stuff. So I have filed and put everything away to be nice and tidy for company. And I've also got, our pods are in St. Augustine. And so my mom was like, well, I really hope they don't flood. Because our pods hope, oh, actually, she sees them at the Love's truck stop. So the semi is way up off the ground. You know, we've got enough wind or rain right now that I think it's hitting the door under the stoop. So anyhow, I think our pods hopefully are snugged up safe at the truck stop, hopefully at a high elevation. I don't know that Jacksonville, I think it's far enough away that it's not going to be hurricane force. It's going to be tropical storm, but it is going to have some flooding concerns. I need to do a dark edge on this one. So tomorrow will be a very interesting day. My parents are very active people. They come from living on a farm, doing all sorts of farm type activities and having horses, and her husband works on old cars. And so for them to be here in a tweener state where they can't really do anything, even like go out to the barn to feed the horses, or you know, they're not used to this new slower lifestyle. They've worked out every day since they've got here. So today was the first day that everything was closed in the park, in the community, all shut down. Like you can't even take the garbage over to the garbage lot because they've closed the garbage lot down. So all very exciting and different for them. I see some grasses up here to do. I'm trying to think if I should finish this coloring and go right on to coloring in the big, so that tomorrow when I have company here, I don't have to worry about, you know, trying to find a time that I can film. I don't want to have to mute this color. So these two colors, this one's very silvery, Neptune green and Pacific green, and the Neptune green that I just put down, see how light that is? I think this is the darker of the two, yes. But they're still both very light. It's going to be so weird after so many years. And it is still weird having family be here in the fall. We have not been home for a Thanksgiving or Christmas for 7 years, maybe 8 years. I think it's been 8 years now. So it's going to be so fun to be with family. I've got that same green in my hand. Green, yeah, the greens that are pretty light, but I am looking for the burgundy color. I think, is this it? Nope, that's a brown. Here it is. Okay, so burgundy rose, 14. We're going to add, I really wanted all of these little ivies. It's the art of trying to make things somewhat randomish and natural. Today we have the young deer that was born on our trail, that just bounds up and down along the trail. Seems to now not be with the mom because the mom has a limp, so we know when mom's around. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now today I saw a smaller version of the mom without a limp back and forth on the trail at least 3 times that I saw. And I suspect it is because she has gotten separated from her family. And I hope she finds her family before the storm hits tomorrow, so they can all go into the woods together and be safe. All right, what else do I want to do? Any other little bits? This is a little different leaf here. I like these to be the burgundy. These can have burgundy tips. Get something in here with some burgundy going. I'm going to get the brighter greens. I am going to find the fat green. So, which one's this? We've got mint, and I think I want the other one, which is a little more green. Enchanted Forest 08. I haven't seen it. Oh, I guess Hub said the trail is closed. He went out this morning. He actually went in the truck first and then went on the cart and just checked things out. I pretty much stayed inside and got the guest room cleaned up. I wasn't in a hurry because I knew I would have all day today to do so. So right before I went over, I got to go have coffee with my mom at 2:30. That was pretty fun. I haven't had company that close that I can just pop over and have a cup of coffee. And it is nice and cool here, so that was also fun to have it be cool enough to warrant coffee. Back to the olive greens. I think I want to do some softer burgundy, as if I have more. Doesn't all have to be bright. These are a very silky feeling, feel like mica. They have that muted palette, but they just really do feel lovely. Going back to the Envy, which is olive, I'm going to make this be olive with a little white. And then I do have the Neptune green, which is the darker of the two, kind of silvery blue-green. They're very light colored. Like this one, that one's using that. I think I'm going to go for an olive on this leaf. See, now I'm looking for gaps, trying to get my balance of color tones right. I like the olive here. I could have, I suppose, in hindsight, done autumn leaves, because there are the golds and the oranges available. It would all have been a muted palette. I'm going to have to remember I don't have to do a dog covered with leaves with fall leaves, so I will have to do a fall leaves metallic at some point. I am somewhat at the mercy of my random number generator, but like I said, this is round 5, so I'm now okay with doing taking some artistic freedom. I do not know if this is going to mix well with the olive. Let's just see. What do we get? It's kind of fun. I'm using very light pressure on this. Now, that's the other one. I want to go back to my olive. This is the darkest olive, Envy. And I want to come in here and see if I can darken up the lines some. So again, I hope everyone is safe. If you needed to evacuate, that you evacuated. It does sound like it is going to hit as a Category 4, I believe. A couple of places think it's going to be a 3, but a lot of the news weather, I want a blue-green, here we go. The weather centers are predicting 4/3, and it has not shifted, and if anything, it got stronger overnight. Okay, a couple of little leaves. What do I want to do with these? I think that those could be lighter. I've got now 7 pencils in my hand. And this is exactly the kind of coloring that you're going to end up with as many pencils as you can hold, since you're doing a lot of variation. All right, so I want to see what I can do with these 3 leaves, the bigger ones with the dashed lines. This right here is the evergreen color, Enchanted Forest. So I've got the dark lines. I'm going to get this dark around the leg, and then I want to set that down. I've been holding that the whole time pretty much. And now we're going to do the mint. What does the mint look like? These are even more slick feeling than the Castle Arts. All right, I am done with the leaves. And now I'm going to, I have one soft tone for the bone. Setting all of the greens down. I have French gray. Now this looks very bronze to me, but it actually, as you will see, is quite soft. Very bone-like colored. Soft, soft pressure, leaving some highlight. All right, now the dog color. I have 3 tones for the dog. I am going to do somewhat with the dark in the center, which is what I've been doing, but I want to have the shadow be right along this leaf line. I am going to use the Mythos Black, number 12. It really is a very dark green. It's not really black. And I'm going to use soft pressure because I do want to blend it with my other 2 colors, which are Zircon Bronze 21 and Bismuth Crystal 22. And it's hard to tell which one is actually lighter. I think one has more hue to it than the other. So depending on how well I do, time is already going by so fast. I was thinking of doing something pretty crazy with the dog up above this one. So the back legs are in shadow. Same with this leg. I'm not sure. There are certain pencils that I know will not commingle the colors, and I like the Color. I could color and be kind of sloppy here with this black, but I don't want, see, I even went a little bit over. There's no color here. I left it highlighted, so I do need to be careful of not overshooting my lines and having the color either go over the other color or going over the white spaces. Even if I'm going lightly, it will leave color. Okay, I think I am ready to go to the next darkest color that I said, as I said, it's going to be a guess. Now, which do I think is darker? I might go up here and on my scratch paper. I don't do that very often. And see which one has more dark. Yeah, okay. So this is the one that's the darker, but look how close these are. Oops, sorry, that's the black. That's not helpful. I do not see this one as darker per se, but this one is. The Bismuth Crystal is the darker of the 2, so that is the one that I will be blending in with the Mythos Black. These actually blend really easily. Oh, there's the one that I missed. They will always show themselves. Grabbing the black because I would like to darken this hip up a little bit. So that's that. I am now, oops, I think I want to come in here with a little bit of this okay, I got a little sloppy going over the green because I thought there was enough green I didn't have to really worry too much about the colors, this color doing anything to affect that green. That must be right there. There's a little divot because I'm trying to fill it in and it's resisting. All right, let's see what this lightest color looks like. This hasn't been sharpened, I don't think. We'll just see how it goes. See how much lighter it is? It's like a light golden color. I see a couple of tips that could use a little love. I could leave them white maybe. I could add red. This is dull enough that I have rotated it and now it's sharper on this side. So I might have to erase that and smooth it out. All right. I do have to get the blues out for the two little flowers on the ear. I want to darken the face up because I would like the muzzle to be lighter. Going to the middle tone, darkening up some of these middle areas here. The metallic does a decent job of coloring on the copy paper. I did some blending tests and it's doing pretty good. Kind of fun. All right, I'm going to do the lightest tone. Very soft. Okay, I think all I did for the nose, I think I just did this super light. And I see this little bit of mouth color, so we'll just let the gums show through. And then we've got blue. I am holding all of the dog colors. I'm going to set them all down. Leave the red separate, because that's actually for leaves. And then there's the two blues I shared earlier. The sapphire and the peacock topaz. The peacock topaz is the darker, so I'm going to go ahead and put it around the top. And then the sapphire is really bright. So let's just see how that looks. Nice. Leaving the little ends white. I am pretty well done. We have a tiny bit of time. I'm going to try something. I would like to move. So there's our dog. I might do a little darkening here and there, but I wanted to see. Sorry, that's my light. We'll move this off to the side. And I would love to just see if I wanted to darken, kind of randomly picking one of the dog colors, not the black, because I think that's too dark. But if I go with this color, Bismuth Crystal 22, and if I wanted to just give these flowers a little bit of pop, how well would this work? Now, I am now mixing the metallic with the pastel tints, and I am doing a little shadow here. This is me being really brave, mixing my pencils. I have not done hardly any pencil mixing, except the metallic, the two sets. I'm going to go ahead and do a little tummy shadow all the way across. I just didn't have any shadow options at all with the pastel tints. So I thought, why not just try adding one of these middle browns. And see if we can just brighten this up a bit. Probably have used up our time. I think that really helps make this pastel tints coloring more interesting. What do you guys think? There you have it. I don't want to overdo it. I love adding the shadow bits over the top of the other flowers. Just really makes it have more depth. Okay, I like that a lot better. Alrighty, So that is it for today. I will possibly be back to do tomorrow's today because tomorrow is Hurricane Day. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Everybody in Florida, please stay safe. I wish you the best, and I will see you back here for another Daily Color, probably very soon. See you then.